Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Making an Impact with Zebu Nation. And today we have for you games 21 and 22 of the 2022 Major League Soccer regular season. That's a lot of numbers, but we're going to try to power through all that numerology, and we're going to talk about where we're at. But before we get to that, before we get to before we get to all of the where to's and what fors of the season, we got some stuff that's been going on. A lot of things have happened in the last couple of weeks. Number one, namely, Medical Center. We got some big names out on the injury list. First and foremost, Thiago, goalkeeper, out 2 to 4 weeks. And he's already been out for around 2 to 4 weeks. So we've gone a few games now without our number one goalkeeper. And we've also gone a while without our number 3 goalkeeper, Stefano Giasanti, the young academy player, only 18 years old. And this poor young man, he just got called up to the Italian under-20s. He was about to get his first international cap, and he gets injured. Like, as he's boarding the plane to fly to Italy, he gets injured for, a month or two. So he's out. Then we got a couple of serious defenders on the list. Chevalier, 7 days to 3 weeks, multiple weeks again. And Duverne, he's finally coming back. He's been out for maybe a week, but he is coming back soon. So that's a lot of defensive prowess who have been on the injured list. And that's caused a few things to happen, namely a couple of transfers. Now, these guys still aren't ready to come in yet. They're coming in very soon, but not yet. So we had to go out and make a trade. No, it's not in there. It must be in the transfer history. It's not in transfers, it's in trades. And there we go with the New York Red Bull for a third-round draft pick in the 2025 draft pick, so 3 years from now. We picked up Arthur McCann. Guess what? He's a goalkeeper, 2 stars. He's got some decent abilities. 14 aerial reach, 14 handling, 14 reflexes, rushing out, 16 jumping reach. He's got some leadership, some teamwork. He's okay. He's fine as a reserve keeper. It's exactly what we needed. He's 6'6", so he's huge. But yeah, we needed an extra keeper. We lost 2 keepers for, a month or more. So that was one of the big moves that we made. Club-wise, we got a lot of news. A lot of things have happened. Scroll down to the bottom here. Andre signed a pre-contract deal for us for next season. That's good. Divine, one of our coaches. Chambers, another coach. Or are these scouts? I don't know. They're scouts or coaches or both. I don't remember. Valo, fullback, signed a deal. Johnson, Petrasso, Thiago signed a pre-contract deal. That was big. I was a little worried we were going to lose him. We still might lose him. There's, teams coming in from all over trying to get Thiago. But now that he's injured, maybe the transfer talk will cool off. I don't know. Of course, our main man, Wilfred, has signed a deal, so that's good. There's a plea from France. Come and get me. Chardonnay, 27-year-old French central defender. Let's take a look at the story here. If we can, not that. Come on, let's click on the story. Stade Brestois. Brendan Chardonnay has issued a profound come-and-get-me plea to Montreal Impact boss Zebu Nation. The central defender revealed that his current predicament has left him feeling out in the cold of late, and he wants to get back to playing soccer in a new environment. So this guy wants us to come and transfer for him, valued at $1.2 million. Central defender, do we need him? I don't know, but he looks okay. We're scouting him, as you can see here, scout in progress. So, he's a French speaker. He obviously, I guess, wanted to go to another French-speaking place. Not that Canada is exactly the height of the French language, but, Montreal is a little bastion of French there, the Quebec as a whole. But anyway, he looks pretty good. He looks like he could be very good. Marking, maybe not so much. The rest of it, okay. I don't know that we need another central defender, but we can keep an eye on him maybe for next season. I don't know if next season even exists. It might not exist. But anyway, it's just interesting. I don't think I've seen that before where there's like a news story that said, hey, this guy specifically wants to come to Montreal. Giasante, the injured goalkeeper, he just signed a new deal. Another one of our coaches, Brown. Lopez hopes that Petrasso stays. Petrasso has been making some rumblings about starting. You know, there have been several players now who have been rumbling about starting. And this is what I was talking about just last episode when I was saying that when you think you're on a roll in MLS, the game will throw some obstacles in your way. We got injuries. We got, squad problems with people wanting to start and wanting to play and all this stuff. So we got to figure these things out, and hopefully that will help us out. We can take a look at the schedule. And the last game we saw was this sort of leisurely 2-0 defeat of Sporting KC, where we said, hey, we're cruising now. We're beating everybody. But then this is when Thiago got injured, and we went to FC Dallas in front of a paltry 9,700 fans. I don't know what it is about FC Dallas, but they have the worst fans in the FM version of MLS. I don't know if their real fans are this bad, but they barely show up to that stadium. I don't know what it is. Maybe Toyota Stadium sucks, and they don't like going there. Maybe it's in a bad location. It's out on some strip mall or something in Dallas, but man, they got to work on their fans. And it wasn't the crowd that did us in. It was just some terrible performances. Montero was unfit as a goalkeeper. He's only at like 57%. Brought him in, and he couldn't stop any shots. We lost 3-1. Everybody played pretty bad. Schmidt Schom played bad. We took him out. We went to formation number 2. And, Alberto got a goal, but that was all we could muster. Look at that defense. Played awful. Everybody played terrible. So just, losing Thiago that week, I think just everybody was taken off guard by it. But then we bounced back in a huge way versus Portland. We went back to the formation number 2. We said, look, we got a young goalkeeper back there, so let's just attack the other team and try to score more goals. That's exactly what we did. Everybody played pretty well except for D'Alessandro. We subbed him out for Petrasso, who, like we said, wanted more playing time anyway. Petrasso played marginally better, but Boyce, another guy, this is how you get playing time right here. Boyce said, I want playing time. We gave him a start. He comes in with a hat trick and a 9.6 rating. He was everywhere. We can take a look at all the goals in this just to give us some highlights to break up the mundanity of business. And yeah, so this was an outstanding game. I mean, these are the fun games. So here's Blanco scoring early on a penalty, and our young goalkeeper nearly got there. He dove the right direction. Blanco again. Cabezas to Kelly and beats our young goalkeeper. So here we go down 2-0, and we're thinking, uh-oh. But then we turn up the pressure. Valenzuela to Boyce to Andre. Agor tips it into Valenzuela, and there's Boyce with a finish. Beats Wright. Wright got a fingertip on it, but couldn't stop the finishing prowess of Boyce. Now here's Petrasso with the corner. No good, but he gets it right back. Centers to Valenzuela to Andre, who smashes it. Easy. Their goalkeeper wasn't looking too hot in this game either. So it was a battle of sort of insecure keepers. Andre starts the offense now, gets it to Agor. Great play forward to Valenzuela. Great pass across to Boyce for his second. And Wright is just a sieve at this point at home. Boyce going to celebrate with the new stands. Alberto to Agor. All the way back across. Alberto has to chase it down. And then here he goes. Sends it back post. Valenzuela. Now we're up 3-2 at this point, I think. Or maybe it's 4-2. Can't remember. But here's a good interception by Jaguar to Andre. Agor bombs it forward. Boyce out-muscles the defense. And then just perfect shot. Doesn't get any better than that. Upper far corner. 5 2. So Boyce with the hat trick, and we really came back and crushed old Portland. And then we came back 0-0 draw versus Colorado. So that's what starts happening when these sort of obstacles get in your way. You start becoming inconsistent, right? Terrible loss, terrific win, and then a bland draw. Like, we don't know what's happening at this point. We played formation number 2. We played the same team. Boyce, Valenzuela, Alberto, Petrasso. They just couldn't do anything. Jaguar had a good game defensively. Andre got the player of the month. He scored 3 goals in this month, so that was really good for Andre. You switched him over to the box-to-box midfielder, and he started playing pretty well there, so that was good. But, we got to reacquire that consistency that we were having earlier in the season. So we're going to try to do that today against LA Galaxy. I don't know if there's anything else pressing that we need to worry about. Finances. We might have some financial problems when those new guys get here. I'm looking at the budget. I'm not sure we're going to be able to pay for those new guys. So we might have to cancel some of those contracts, which, whatever. I'm looking to make some trades, perhaps, or move some guys along. I don't know. We're going to have to squeeze some extra dollars out of this budget. But anyway, we're going to stick with formation number 2. Wilfred is going to handle that situation. And here we go. Houston, they've been eyeballing Dabo. So we sent a trade offer out to Houston to see if they wanted him. And here we go. Let's view their offer. 47 in general, 94 in targeted, 3rd round and 4th round picks for Dabo. A guy we got for free, a guy who's sitting on the bench. We could use him, but we kind of brought him in as an asset to be moved along. So I think we will accept this trade offer. It's probably close to 300,000 for him, which is, I think we put out 375 as our offer to MLS. And honestly, when it comes to trades, here's a tip. 375 is about the most you can get from the other teams in MLS, unless you're looking to trade a very good young player. Then maybe you can get up to as much as 1.5 million, but you're not going to get very much more than that, from another MLS team. They just don't like to trade and swap assets and all that kind of stuff. Or FM just doesn't have the AI engine to deal with it. But whatever the case is, we're accepting this offer for Dabo. It's good. It's going to get us some more allocation money. It's going to get a little salary off the books, and maybe we can squeeze those guys into the roster. Atlanta United. Oh, we didn't even look at their offer. 74, 94, 3rd and 4th. That's the same, right? Am I going crazy? 74, 94, yeah. So we'd rather trade him to Houston, even though Houston is like our main rival right now in the Supporters Shield. I'd rather trade him to the Western Conference so we don't have to play him 2 or 3 times a season. And, Atlanta, we'll reject that. Get out of here. No offers for some of our other stuff. Ooh, D'Alessandro. Chievo Verona made an offer of $350,000. We may increase to $525,000. They want us to contribute to his salary, $263,000. I don't know about this. He is on his last year of his deal. We got another winger coming in. Right? D'Alessandro has played well, but he is old. We're not going to re-sign him. I wonder if we can get a little more money for him. What would they say to $750,000? Okay. Sure. Player's contract is soon to run out. Okay, fine. So there we go. Wheeling and dealing, making some dodgy decisions here, but you know what? When you got financial problems, sometimes you got to make these kind of deals. So there we go. Dabo, see you later, my friend. You did well for us in the preseason and early season, but have not played in a couple of months. And like I said, we got a ton of young midfielders out on loan, so we can bring one of them back at any time, should we have some injury problems or whatnot. So there we go. Dynamo have received Dabo. We have received all of these assets. Let's take a look at our squad now. Registration. So we got 3.8 million on the cap. So we got a little bit of cap space there. That's pretty good. You know, 450,000. Theoretically, anyway. I'm not sure. Sometimes that doesn't seem accurate. There's like funny money hidden here, there, and everywhere. Maybe from like a player you cut or a player you traded away and their salary didn't. I don't know how some of these calculations work. It seems like sometimes there are some behind-the-scenes calculations going on that don't always show up in that window, or maybe they round things up or round things down just to make it look a little easier on the screen there. But yeah, whatever it is, we're trying to figure it out. LA Galaxy 12th. We haven't seen much of the Western Conference this season, at least not on camera. Mane's another guy we're thinking about trading, thinking about getting rid of him. He's only 57. I mean, he hasn't played for a long time. Now, we might need him, you know, since we're getting rid of D'Alessandro, which might be a terrible decision, but you know, we'll see. So we've only played LA 5 times. We've won 3, drawn 1, and they've got 1 victory. So we are the favorites here, 7-4. Head coach Colin Clark, no relationship. He's a Northern Irishman. Coached the Timbers for a couple of seasons. Oh, he's the guy from North Carolina FC. That's right. He coached Puerto Rico as the head coach. So yeah, he's got a bit of a pedigree there. North Carolina produces a lot of, players of MLS quality who slip through the cracks end up at North Carolina FC, at least in FM. I don't know about real life. But, you know, he's an okay-looking coach, so we'll see how he does at the old Galaxy. So here's our lineup. Here is our lineup. We got Johnson on the bench, Cervantes, D'Alessandro on the bench, or at least for now. Shamit Shom, unhappy on the bench. He's another guy. We gave him a little taste of playing time, and he played pretty well. But it's a choice between Shom or Boyce. We got to put Boyce in. I mean, he's too good. He's playing well. He's getting hat tricks and stuff. So Shamit Shom right now is the odd man out, and he's unhappy about it. Garner just came back from loan because he was on loan in England, and they've got a completely opposite schedule of us, so he came back in the middle of the season, so we had to make room for him. So we got him on the bench. And then Delgado, the fullback, and our new reserve goalkeeper, McCann. We're keeping Montero in at goal because he's worked his way into match fitness. So, yeah. We've had, might as well keep the goalie who's match fit in there above the guy who's maybe a little bit better, but not match fit, because we'll have to sacrifice a game to get him match fit, and I don't want to do that at this point. Anyway, LA, we're looking at Maitov Nils something in goal. Maitov Nilsson. Okay, that makes sense. Skelvik Rosenberry at defense. O'Brien and Ward. Look like a couple of super draft players here. Yeah. Ward, Sporting KC, super draft. O'Brien, 25 years old. Vancouver super draft several years ago. And then a lot of familiar names. Dos Santos, Sanchez. The other Dos Santos. Riquarte. Andres Riquarte, 30-year-old Colombian. Been around Colombia quite a bit. Came in for $120,000 in 2019 to LA. Dom Dwyer up top and Miete. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but he's Ivorian, 26 years old. Where'd he come from? He came from Reading on a free. So the little pickup there from the Championship League. We'll see how he plays. But we'll have to keep an eye on him, that's for sure. Let's get to the dressing room. Hand over to the assistant. Let's go. Let's go. So we've already taken up a lot of time in this episode, going through all the business that we had to attend to. And then we definitely have to keep an eye on Rosenberry coming forward. All right. So there we go. Tunnel talk. Let's go. Are you going to change your training method based on Duvern's complaints? Who cares? Here we go. LA. Stadium half filled here. Yeah, maybe 3/4 filled, but still not looking too full. I mean, nowhere near as bad as FC Dallas. Did I not go over our lineup? I think I didn't really go over our lineup. Because I forgot to mention that Bosic is in there. Valo in defense. You know, Bosic in at central defense with Jaguar. Bernstingle in. Valo. Agor, Andre, Petrasso, Alberto, Valenzuela, and Boyce. All right. There we go. You should encourage our players to try short passing play. Forget that. Bomb it. Petrasso. Andre. There's the bomb. Tries to get it to Boyce. Can't get it past O'Brien. Requarte now. Sends it forward for Dom Dwyer. Can't beat Valo. Valo across the formation to Bernstingle. Sort of playing around with it. I don't like that. Jaguar. Andre. See, LA is coming pressing forward, so I'd rather do that, but they appear to be fairly stable on the back line, but I think we can beat them. Nielsen playing with it. Sends it downfield. Can't get it past Agor. Boyce has it. Sends it forward to Andre. Andre's got some men streaking forward. There's Valenzuela. You know he's going to beat his man. There it is. Valenzuela using that burst that he has, that extra gear to get past the defender. You know, he can poach with the best of them because he's got that acceleration. Nice win at midfield by Agor. Boyce, good play. And then Andre, who says he can't make a play? There's a great pass. Great finish. You know, we didn't bring Valenzuela in as a finisher. We brought him in sort of as an all-around forward, but he's proven to be pretty deft around the goal. Oof, he's not looking good right now, training-wise. He is just falling off a cliff here. You know, this happens sometimes with young players in the middle of the season. Their training just dives, and I don't know why. If it's too much training, too little training, too much games, too little games, I don't know. Maybe our coaches are bad. Who knows? Who knows? Should try to put in more crosses. What are there? Ooh, here we go. Corner. Petrasso sends it in. O'Brien heads it up. Valenzuela centers to Agor. He's going to take that shot, and he scores. Our midfielders are going crazy with the goals this last month and a half. It's 3 for Andre, and now Agor picks one up. Just easy corner play. Just not great marking there. I mean, they had a good, solid back line. Andre's taken a bit of an injury. Potential foot injury. I don't like that. He's getting better. We might be able to nurse him till the half. Because we haven't, honestly, we haven't got a lot in the way of midfield. And we just traded away our insurance midfielder. Cervantes can play midfield a little bit. Not the greatest midfielder you ever saw with 4 tackling. We still have Shamit Shom in all his grumpiness. He can still play. Boyce is injured. Okay, that's why we got Johnson. I mean, at this point, I would go back. We have Garner on the bench, too. So, I mean, we're up 2 goals. We're up 2 goals. So we can switch to the Z formation. Valenzuela in there. Bring in Schmidt Shom. Bring in... do we want Cervantes or Garner? What does Garner even look like? I don't know. 21-year-old. Nice tackling and marking and all that stuff. I mean, why not? He's not Segundo Volante material, though. He's more of a sit-back defender. How's Cervantes looking? All right, quit messing around. We'll put Garner in there. No. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Undo. What are we doing? Okay. Garner and a Gore. That's what we want. Okay. Shmichom, yada yada. Team instructions. Retain possession. There we go. Play. Let's go. 2 substitutions before half is not ideal, but we're going to go with it. Oh, boy. All right. So, again, early goals. We're killing people with early goals. This is definitely what we want. So, now we'll see. Shamit Shom. Let's see if he can earn that playing time back. Gets it forward. Valenzuela splits the defense. Long shots, not his forte. Although he has made one spectacular long shot this season, so he's just sort of an everyman. He can do a little bit of everything. There was a team interested in trading for him, but yeah, we're not going to do that. We need him. We need him, especially with Kyle Larin out. Although we can bring Kyle Larin back at any point. It's just a matter of getting him some game time. We could put Kyle Larin in at target man. That's a possibility. Not this game, but next game. Anyway, analysis. Is there anything we need to do? Bruised ankle. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Okay, dressing room. Let's just be calm. Let's just say very pleased. Don't get complacent. There we go. Motivation and focus. That's what we wanted. Let's prevent that LA comeback. EA is in the game. Is that like one of these dudes' nicknames? It's got to be somebody's nickname. I don't see. Is that Sanchez? Yes, that is Sanchez, the Spaniard. Okay. Is that? I mean, how do you pronounce that? Is that I-L-L-E? There's too many lines there. I can't. I'm going cross-eyed trying to look at that. Anyway, we're gonna pronounce it EA, just because. 60 minutes down already. I mean, this is what we want, right? Just hold on to the ball. Bosic to Bernstingle. Cross the formation again. Gets it to Jaguar. Actually turned out to be pretty good play. Freed us up a little bit. Petrasso wins it. Agor. Send it back to Petrasso. Send it. Come on. No. Shom. Shamit Shom. He's going to send it. He likes to play balls forward. Valenzuela on the run. Another goal. 3-0. I mean, that is the bonus of having Shamit in the game, is that he likes to try long passes, and when we have Valenzuela in there, he likes to run real fast, and that's a good combination. Just knock it over the top, and then I don't know what that the goalkeeper was not in any sort of athletic position there. He was just sort of standing there, so he could not get back to that ball going across his body. You know, I'm not one of these people who complains about the match engine a lot, but, you know, it would be nice to see a little bit better performance in FM19. Not just sort of the match engine, but just the appearance of the matches. You know, like a lot of modern games these days, I'm used to playing the NBA 2K games, and they really simulate and replicate like the game day experience. They got the real announcers, they got the real television graphics, all that kind of stuff. And it just gets you a little bit more excited for the matches. Here's Dom Dwyer. Sending one across. Bosic is there. Good play. Looks like Petrasso wins it down to Valenzuela. Nobody going forward with him. Or maybe there is on the backside. Alberto streaking down the near side. He's going to send it across. Skelvik inadvisedly heads it out. Petrasso. This Maitov Nielsen guy, not so good. 4th goal. That was a very stoppable shot. But, you know, again, our speed is just taking advantage of some of these guys. LA does have a bit of an older team. But, I mean, that was just a shot that should have been stopped. Petrasso. He's going to be our starting winger, probably. You know, once we move D'Alessandro. So, I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, he's still a really good player. Dribbling, crossing, first touch, still pretty good for this level. Flair, pace. You know, he's not as good as D'Alessandro, but he's still good enough. Here's Valenzuela now. He was making a run. Still making a run in the 90th minute, but the ref mercifully called it off. So there we go. LA playing poorly. Not so good at all. Dom Dwyer, 6.0 rating and an injury. Yeek, yeek. Meanwhile, our defense super solid. Everybody on the back line 7.7 or 7.8. Even though we got a bunch of reserves in there, Valo and Basic. Garner didn't play so hot, 6.9, but playing, I mean, Segundo is not really his deal. But, you know, he played it admirably. I didn't notice him, so maybe that's good. Didn't notice him making any big mistakes. Schmidt Schoen, 6.9 and an assist. And Valenzuela, of course, the player of the match, 2 goals and an assist, 9.3 rating. Good game, good game. Very good. No. Very pleased with your performance. Yes. I almost negged him. Don't want to neg him. All right. So there we go. I wanted to play the game versus New England, but maybe we'll save that for next episode because we had all of this problems. Ugh. Boyce out for 3 to 4 weeks. Get out of here. Leave to the physio. Andre injured. Drum roll, please. 1 to 3 days. Not so bad. Boyce on the injury list? No. Not for that long. Or do we? No. I was thinking maybe we do just to clear up a roster spot, but we don't need to do that because we just traded some guys, so that's a problem. That's no problem, is what I meant to say. Valenzuela. Yes. Praise Valenzuela. All praise. You were superb in front of goal. Keep it up. Good man. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. Come back for the next game. So I lied at the beginning when I said we're at game 20 and 21 and 22. It's just 20, so we'll come back in a minute. See you later. Bye-bye. Next time. All that. Bye.